What's going on? What's going on? I couldn't wait anymore. I was too anxious. My bad, guys. This is a heavy topic, and I just wanted to get right into it. It's almost 8:29. I'm gonna let people come in. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just, how we do it. Some of us come in late, some of us come in early, and I already have five comments building up. So let's see who's here. Matthew said, "Good evening, Grace. Love you." And then I said to him back, "Good evening, baby boy. Live you more." But I meant to say, "Love you more." But yes, welcome to Embrace the Grace, and I am Grace with Embrace the Grace. And for any of you guys whose first time is here, welcome. I really do appreciate you coming through, and I hope that you stay and help us dissect this heavy topic. And what we're talking about today is cheating. Just know you're single. Yeah, because the reason why I named this show like this is because some of y'all married folks are single. And I just want to know, does your spouse know that you're single? So I do want to do a disclaimer. Okay, I do want to say that I am not a licensed therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm none of those things. I am just an expert in life. I'm an expert in life because of things that I've personally been through, because of the things that I've seen family members and friends go through. So I am on here to try to embrace people's truth and their truth and have the hard conversations and have the necessary conversations, because there's a lot of things to be spoken of that doesn't get spoken of for some reason or another. And most of the time, it's because most people just don't know how to communicate. And not only do not know how to communicate, but I've also realized that comprehension is a big thing, is a big part of communication. You can communicate, but if you don't comprehend what the other person is saying, it's really minute. So it's imperative that one not only communicates but also comprehends. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody, all my subscribers that I have. I really do appreciate it. I am growing slowly but surely, and I'm okay with that, because I'm not going to be the podcaster or the social media mongol who buys subscribers and followers. I want my channel to grow organically, and I want it to grow honestly, and I want it to grow with my subscribers. So right now we on Soul Plane. We're building it as we fly. So just bear with me if there's any technical difficulties that should come up. Just bear with me, and I would really appreciate it. So how did this topic come about? And I want to do another disclaimer that this has nothing to do with people that I have politic with, people that I have dated, people that I've been involved with. This topic came about because for some reason or another, I'm getting approached by a lot of married men. And no, I'm not having it. I am not having it. So last week I got on Instagram and I made a public service announcement. I do realize that I'm being more visible on platforms. I do realize that people are reaching out to me via email, via chat, DMs. So I did a public service announcement, and I told people out there, married men, please stay out my DM, because I am not going to be accomplice to your adulterous ways. I'm not having it. Because you know what? It takes two to tango. A person will not have an opportunity to cheat if you didn't give them the opportunity. So I am one that am not going to give a man the opportunity to cheat, and I am not going to be an accomplice of breaking another woman's heart. I'm not going to have it. And with that being said, I have my co-host ready to come on. So hold on, let me go ahead and add him on. First thing that I always do is I allow him to introduce himself, Mr. Gary D. Thank you for joining me. Go ahead and introduce yourself as usual and tell everybody out there where we can find you, Mr. D.
Thank you, Grace. So, again, I just want to thank Grace for having me on the show. My name is Gary D. Um, you could catch me on The Real Discussion every Friday night from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. I'm president of Boardwalk Global Media, which is the company that uh, does the Real Discussion podcast. Plus, we also have about 7 other podcasts that we produce every single week. Um, I'm also owner of ESI Global Group, which is a boutique management and consulting company. I have an artist from Australia. His name is Bob Batiste. So he has some new music coming out. I've been in the music industry. I've been in the music and entertainment industry about 30 years. I've spent about 5 years on Wall Street. And I'm just happy to be here to support Grace because I think that she has the real discussions, and also we all can relate to a lot of the things that she's talking about. But it's the real discussions that needs to be had about life and relationships. So, thank you, Grace.
Absolutely. And again, I'm Grace from Embrace the Grace, and you can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, WhatsApp, TikTok, Facebook, and of course, YouTube. So there are no excuses. I'm very easy to find. It's either Embrace the Grace, Embracing the Grace, all of that. And Matthew's asking me, where can I get a shirt? Ah, you like that. You like that. I am going to be selling merch. So of course,
That's what's
in
up.
order to push the merch, I have to I have to wear it. Matthew, I will definitely get with you with that. I am honored that you would want to wear that. I really do appreciate it. So I'll get with you on the back end with that. I personally know you, so you're good to go. So then I have Kimberly. She's up here and she said hi from Brown County. Hey, how you down to go Georgia right now? So I miss Florida. So trust me, I'll be back. Said back to her, hi Kimberly, thank you for coming. I do appreciate everybody that comes in and takes the time to listen, to learn, embrace the hard topics. Like Gary was saying, we have the hard discussions. And Gary, before you chimed in, that's exactly what I was talking about. The importance, of course, communication. Not only do we not have to communicate well, but we have to also, you know what I'm saying? We have to comprehend what we're communicating, because you could communicate to me all day, Gary, comprehending what you're saying. So we have to communicate to understand, not to respond. A lot of people just talk. Listen, the other person's not really listening. They're just waiting for that other person so they can just say their piece. So I got my comments already stacking up, Gary. So let's get into it
Mhm.
real quick. Matthew said, of course, I'm down. That's right, man. I appreciate it. And you put it on social media when I send you your shirt, okay? And then Kimberly said, we miss you down here on Royal Palm. I miss you guys too. Don't get me emotional, okay? Do not do it. And then I got Jay from Let's Talk JVJ. What he talking about? I know he's saying something smart in the back chat. So we're gonna leave that. Yeah. And then Matt came back and said, LOL, Kim. I know that's right. So don't do this to me, Kim. Not right now. this This is already heavy. But anyway, back to the regular programming. This topic came about, again, what I was saying, Gary, remember last week, we just a quick recap of last week. This
Right.
topic came about because it seemed like a lot of married men are approaching me and they think that's cute. And I'm trying to explain to people that a person can only have the opportunity to cheat if you give them the opportunity. And we exchanged numbers and we had a couple texts or whatever. And then he said to me that he was married. I'm like, and then I read the text and awesome. And we talked about it. So it was kind of to let people know what, not only is the married party responsible for the fuckery, but also the other party. And a lot of people don't want to take accountability because back in the days, and I know this was back in the days, they used to stone to death both people, the adulterer and the adulteress. It's like you're an accomplice. Like I was saying last week, me and Gary go hold up a liquor store, I get froggy, and I pull the trigger. Gary's not only going to get caught for armed robbery, but he is going to get a charge for an accessory to you know what? I can't say that word on YouTube. So you guys have to understand that the things you do that are morally wrong are also going to affect you in the long run with you and your God and whatever you believe in. It's also going to affect you and your family, because I really don't think that God is going to bless you with somebody else's spouse. Okay, that's not happening, people. That's not happening, ladies. Most men do not leave their wives. They don't. So for you side chicks that really think that they're going to leave and they're saying we're separated, we're living together, and I mean there are rules to the exception. There's definitely one of them. The fact still remains that most spouses leave spouses for the side chicks. They do, Gary. What makes them think that that person is not going to do the same thing to them that they did to their spouse?
Absolutely.
So you're already starting with a rocky foundation. It's no bueno. So with that being said, of course we're gonna go back. We're just gonna give a quick recap. What is the definition of cheating? Definition of cheating, also known as infidelity, is when a person in a monogamous romantic relationship has an emotional or sexual relationship with someone else other than their partner. Violates a couple's emotional and or sexual exclusivity. There's that, Gary. And feelings of anger, sexual jealousy, and rivalry. And ladies, I'm not getting on the men, because we ladies are up there. Men are still likely to cheat than women. 20% of married men versus 13% admitted to having sex with someone other than their spouse. So women and men are right neck to neck. So there's no room to judge anybody, woman or man, who does it more, at the end of the day is still wrong. And I'm really talking about married couples. If you're not married, I'm not dealing with is married couple. And tonight what we're really concentrating on is the types of cheating and why people cheat. And I went around and asked people, did research, and there's a lot of good answers. There was a lot of bullshit answers. It all sounded like excuses to me, whatnot. Before I go any further, Gary, in this situation, what do you have to say?
Well, first, something that you said earlier, when it comes to communication, a lot of people, they they listen to reply, right? So they want to wait till they they want to hear what you got to say, but not even focusing on that. They just want to reply and not really listening to comprehend, and then reply after they comprehend and understood exactly what you're saying. So a lot of people, they listen to reply. They don't listen to understand. Um, the cheating. Wow. When you're married, um, clearly, cheating is not acceptable, right? Or you shouldn't cheat. The idea is you shouldn't cheat because it violates the marriage. It's immoral to do so. Unfortunately, people do it. Um, and there are, I've come across, like, there are about 8 different reasons why people cheat. Um, and I think that and I think in those 8 different reasons, it's, it all comes back to communication and understanding, right? So why is the person
Yeah.
stepping outside the marriage, right? Why are they stepping out? What is the reason? And I think that's what we have to get at, first, right? I mean, people could have all the, but I think that it's important to find out why. Now, you get some people that will say, well, oh, you know, I'm bored, or she did this, or he did this, or, you know, I need to spice up my life. Like, but all those things, it's still, you have to communicate with your spouse, right? Because I mean, in the vows, it says for better or for worse, right? So,
Mhm.
right. So I'm just saying there really needs to be that real communication. And here's the thing. A friend of mine, so the person that you marry, you're supposed to be able to tell them everything. At least that's what I understand, right? A friend of mine was having issues with her husband, and she's like,
Mhm.
and she comes to talk to me, and I'm talking to her about it, and I'm like, here's what I'm like, why are you coming to talk to me? Why can't you talk to him? Well, I can't talk to him. I'm like, didn't you marry him? Right? So, and I think that there's some of those problems out there too. I can't talk
Do
to my
you
husband. Right? So it's the women, I can't talk to my husband, and the guys, they don't want to talk to the wife. So what are we really doing here?
exactly? And from what I read from my research, do you know that that's considered emotional cheating? The fact he
Mhm.
came to talk to you about her husband and her marriage versus talking to her husband. And sometimes I get it. Sometimes you try to talk to your spouse, and either they become judgmental, or they become argumentative or combative, and you just deal with it. You want to talk because you get anywhere with them. So sometimes people feel that they can go to a friend, can go to somebody else, get some perspective. But now that's what you're treading on thin ice, because you're telling your business of a marriage that it's no business but yours. Because you could be cursing out your husband tonight and act with him tomorrow, and then for trying to give them advice, for trying to tell them what to do, but they write back with their husband or their wives.
Mhm. Mhm.
You
Yeah.
see? So, so,
Yeah.
so with that being said, here are my new notes that I did for it. And it says here, what is the act of being unfaithful to a spouse or the partner? It typically means in sexual or romantic relationships with a person other than a significant other. Breaking commitment or promise. Roughly 2 to 4% of spouses have had a sexual affair with someone within the first year of marriage. The first year. This is what
Think
I don't
about that, right?
understand. Why get married at all then? Why
But
get
that's what I'm
married?
saying. But
Stay
right,
single.
I totally understand, but I think that for what you just said there, within the first year. So, do you know the person that you're marrying? Right? I mean, it's just that's
First,
insane. That's insane.
I was shocked when I read that. And it says here the two main types of cheating is physical and emotional cheating. An affair is generally considered to be secondary relationship outside of your primary relationship. The combination of possible fall under both main categories of physical and emotional infidelity. To me,
Mm-hmm.
I think more so often cheat and women so for more emotionally.
Right.
It's more devastating when a man finds out his woman is cheating on him, because most men cannot get over that. Y'all ain't built for that. You're really not. So when women try to say, "Oh, well, why can't we forgive and y'all can't forgive?" No, they can't. They can't. Men are visual creatures, and all they're gonna do is envision you getting your cheeks clapped by that other man. They're not gonna be able to get over it. Now,
No,
now
but
some men can with counseling and a lot of work. Some men can, and some men are willing to work through that. But most men cannot.
well,
They
here's the thing
can't.
with
They
the
can't get that vision. Go
right,
ahead.
and here's the thing. I think that so for those couples where if if the man cheated and I guess the woman goes and cheats back on him, then yeah, he's gonna be upset and be mad and oh why you did that. You so it's sort of that tit for tat. So if he's gonna be upset, um, if he's obviously gonna be mad that she turned around and cheated back on him, even though he cheated on her first, but still, he's not he's him cheating, he doesn't want to know that his wife went to go, cheat with somebody else. Now, in the other scenario where if the wife goes and cheats on the man first, yeah, then that most men not trying to hear that. Most men ain't trying to hear it. No, most especially if the dude is a good dude, he's not trying to hear that.
Exactly. So I have Jay from Let's Talk with JVJ on the panel. I'm not sure if he's going to engage with us today, but I do have to at least introduce him. Jay, are you there, my dear?
Grace, you
Are
think I
you
just
just are
popped
you
up here
just here for your
not to say
presence?
nothing?
I don't know,
You think
Jay.
I
That's
just
why I'm
popped up?
asking. If I
Like, wait,
knew,
I'm just jumping into your live stream and I'm just gonna sit here on screen and not say nothing.
right, that was a stupid shit. You're absolutely right. So can you please introduce, let people know where we can find you? You guys, he has an awesome channel. He has, well, you go ahead. You introduce yourself, because I'll be talking all night then.
Yeah, Grace gonna try to hype me up. Y'all look, you can just find me over on Let's Talk with JVJ. We talk about a lot of relationships and stuff, different dynamics. We mainly focus on what y'all see on my little logo, accountability and responsibility. That's what we focus on.
Accountability and responsibility. Absolutely.
But yeah, here I wanted to say something.
Hey, are you? I can't hear you. Okay. You were saying. Go ahead.
Now, when it comes down to the like, when we're doing this comparison right now, the conversation y'all having about a man cheating and him, the woman forgiving him, and the woman cheating and the man forgiving them, we got to remember that men and women are completely two different creatures. God didn't say women go forth and get fucked. He told men to go forth and populate the earth. Like, there's a completely difference. There's a big difference between what a man is and what a woman is. And I always say this all the time because I had the preferences. I don't advocate for men to cheat, but it is in their nature to have sex with multiple partners. It's in men's nature. Like, a lot of us have been indoctrinated and brainwashed into Western society. In most of human civilization throughout time, the big dogs, the top of the top, because most men didn't, right, procreate with other women, but they had multiple wives, or they had concubines, or they had whatever. I ain't finna say
Mhm.
that word. I don't think YouTube allows to say that word on there. But men have always had multiple women. Women have never had multiple men. And I know some people gonna go to Cleopatra, and I'm like, dude, y'all need to stop believing in this fairy tale story that they keep telling y'all. But it's completely different. If a man cheats on a woman, honestly, be honest with you, she might want to figure out what she ain't doing right. But if a woman cheats on a man, that relationship is dead. It's dead and gone. And that's why guys, it's not about being
He
man
checked
enough
out a
to
long
forgive it.
time
No,
ago.
yeah, I'm like, if a man forgives a woman for cheating on him, he's a simp. He's stupid. He dumb as hell. That relationship over. Your girl, like, cause think about it. It takes more for a woman to give her body to a man. Now I know
Mhm.
with the days and times that we live in right now, like women are trying to get it, like they're trying to train themselves to be easier to just go out here and have sex. But if a woman gives her body away, usually she spent time, she had conversations, she has an emotional connection with this person. A man could just go smash a girl at the bar at the end of the night. There's nothing there. He just getting a nut off. So it's completely different. Like, it's not the same. And men and women cheat literally at the same level. And literally the last poll I showed it the other night when we had Miss Cynthia on here. Women admitted in the latest poll that came out, women admitted to cheating at 9%. Men admitted at 3%. I've
Is
always
that
been saying
my
that women cheat
internet or
more than men.
his?
Women cheat more than men. They're just better. I'm not even gonna say they're
Because
better at hiding it.
we're
Men are just more
better
trustworthy,
at
trusting.
it.
Men trust more. They believe that their girl is not gonna cheat on them.
But then also I think that you know there are some women who they get into relationships with certain men that they know that they can get away with stuff with, right? So and I think that's also an issue there. If she knows that, oh, he's not going to do anything, or he's not going to be calling me every day, or she if he isn't that, I guess, alpha male which commands respect, then she's gonna try to get away with stuff with him, and more times than not, uh, she's gonna, because he's not really gonna do anything.
Oh, I agree. That's why I tell men to stop being pussies.
Right? Yeah. Listen, I always say when a woman goes out with her friends, and they at the table talking, and each of them saying, oh well, they talking about how their boyfriend or their husband lets them do this. Your lady need to be the one, like, oh, my man don't tolerate that shit. Your lady needs to be her. Whereas
My
where the
man don't
rest
say
of them
that
is so,
shit.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the rest of the women around the table, they're talking about, oh, what their husband is, what their husband let them get away with, and all this other shit. Your lady has to be the one that says, nah, my man don't tolerate that. He's not going to tolerate that. And have all of them looking at her like, wow, like this is some real shit. Like, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Let me go ahead and get on these comments. Matt said they want some cheese with that wine. Remember that saying, Matt? And then I got Kimberly says that's absolutely true. And then Grace from Embrace the Grace said, let's get those likes up. So likes are free. I'm not even bothering y'all yet with the Cash App for my laptop fund. So please press the like button as soon as you come. I do have the link up here, so if any of you guys want to put in your 2 cents and communicate, you don't have to be on camera, but I do have to see you before I let you on, because we do have some people that behave inappropriately, and they have things that happen that, of course, I don't want to happen on here. And then Matthew came back. It's the thrill of it that causes it. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why people cheat. They want to see if they still got it. So you're absolutely right. And then Kimberly, that happens a lot. Yeah, Kim, it happens a lot. And that's why I'm hoping that at least I can change the mindset of one person. If I can do that, then I've embraced somebody's truth. Then Kimberly is laughing her ass off. Then my Pamela, as usual, came in and acknowledged her, and I said, "Hi, my beautiful Pam," you know, because I do have to acknowledge everybody. You know, I hope that one. I hope that one day I'd be so busy that I'll just be like, "Hey, y'all," and then hold on. Come on, show up. And then Kimberly says, so it's okay for women to have multiple husbands? What I have to say to that, Kimberly, is that we cannot do everything that men do. You know, we're receivers.
Grace, what the fuck? Grace, what the fuck?
Receivers.
What the fuck? What the fuck, Grace?
I don't think that women, I mean, I've never heard it where women can have multiple husbands. It's nowhere.
Yes, so why are you entertaining it?
Why am I entertaining it? I have to at least acknowledge her statement.
You
I got a new subscriber. It just popped up. Thank you, Miss Linda. So Kimberly, on that, I'm gonna say no. I mean, would a woman have multiple husbands? I mean, it would be nice, but I just don't.
No, the fuck it wouldn't be nice. What the hell are you talking about?
What do you mean? That means the bills.
Man, I can't wait. I can't wait to.
I mean, but
look, I just can't wait till my video get done processing, so I can jump on my regular shit and I ain't gotta be on my phone, so I can look at you in the face when you say that shit again.
So then Kimberly came back and said, hold on. She came back and said, it's slow, it really is. Even with showing the comments, I can't get it to go quickly enough. And then she said, so that just don't make sense. Are we supposed to be just ran over? I mean, when you say ran over, what does that mean, Kimberly, being ran over? No, you're not supposed to tolerate nothing. If shit happens, then you walk away. Hold on, I got a message. I have a message that's under review. Y'all be going crazy here. I get messages under review all the time now. What is going on? What is that? I don't know what Pamela. I don't know, Pamela, what you said, but it won't let me show it.
You don't have your shit. You don't have your shit set to allow all messages, and you can just filter them however you feel. You need to go into the studio and click allow all messages.
I'll fix that. So with that being said,
shit, I'm gonna get a phone call later.
What they say about emotional cheating. It says emotional cheating happens when you establish a close, intimate connection with someone who isn't your partner. You can generally tell emotional cheating apart from simple friendship because your interactions often involve some sexual tension or romantic attraction. Do you guys consider work wives and work husbands cheating? This is the first thing I thought of when I read this emotional cheating. Do you guys consider having a work husband or wife emotional cheating?
No, but I will tell you this. In my experience, because I've had the work wife, if you will, when you have, from a man's standpoint, when you have the secretary or you have your assistant and what for I don't know, 8, 9, 10 hours a day, they're with you at your beck and call, right? So and sometimes when you travel, they travel they travel with you. They know everything about you. So in my experience and just from what I've seen, there's going to be, they say, okay, you have to keep it professional, so to speak, which, yes, but in some cases, things may cross the line because you start to get personal, if you will, or things come up because your secretary or your assistant, they need to know your schedule. And sometimes, if you're not going to be in the office, she needs to know why, because you may be getting an important call or something important may be happening. So she needs to be able to reach you. And I'm saying all of these things is, for the most part, because it's work, there's not supposed to be any emotional attachment. But because you spend so much time together, there some type of attachment does develop.
You
Like,
spend more
that's
time
just
with your
natural.
spouse.
Right. That's just not right. So this is why, unfortunately, a lot of cheating goes on in the office. Right. That's just a fact. Right. That's a fact. Right. Because the husband or the boyfriend, he goes, the husband or the boyfriend, he goes home or he comes from home and he's arguing with his wife, and he vents to his assistant or his secretary. Oh, what does she do now? Or what happened now? Right? So, so it sets the stage, because here it is. This, your assistant or your secretary, she knows everything about your work life, right? Her job is to keep it in order. And she's doing that. So now if the wife at home is, or if things is not going right at home, he's going to lean on the work wife, and more times than not, she's going to be there for him.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and that's why my beloved, go ahead and quit your job and work for your husband, and I will be his secretary, and I would say set up hose appointments. I don't have a problem with that, because then I know the ins and outs of the business. I know what's going on. I know where our money is going, and I know where my man is at. So I definitely would never have a problem working with my husband, because it's a win-win situation. I don't have to know all your business, because I have to know all your business, because I'm working, So then I got Kimberly with the ice, and I got PA Texas. What's up? You coming through again? If you could just go ahead and hit that like button, I would really appreciate it. I dropped the link, so if you want to and talk your shit, come up, because this is it's a very broad conversation, but the fact remains is, what I'm trying to have people embrace is the aftermath. And the fact that two needs to be blamed, not just the married side, the other person. If me and Gary are married, and Gary big ass wedding ring, that should be indicative that he's hands off. He's off limits. I don't think Gary wooed you, talked to you, asked you out. The right thing to do is be like, no, I don't mess with married people. Because Gary will not have that opportunity to cheat if that other woman does not give him the opportunity. But we have too many trifling ass people out here being selfish, self-entitled, self-absorbed, and they just, excuse my language, they just don't give a fuck. They only care about themselves, their instant gratification. They're not looking at the trees, they're not looking at the forest, because the aftermath can get pretty ugly, Gary. It can get into some fatal shit. You're breaking up a home. You're making a parent a single parent now, because most likely there's going to be a divorce. And for what? Because most likely the man is not going to leave that spouse for you. So y'all won't even end up together anyway. So, and God is not going to bless you with a married person. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So then I got Kimberly came back and said, I'm going to check out the rest on about my children. No problem, dear. Sure, you press that like button, and you can always catch the premiere replay. Okay, I appreciate you just coming in. And then I'm caught up on my comments. So
Okay.
that's the first thing I thought of about the emotional cheating. And with that being said, I also looked up, it says here, according to the experts in women's health, there are 5 definite types of cheating, and surprisingly, 2 of them doesn't even involve your partner. The first one, of course, is the physical cheating that we've talked about, having sexual fantasies about somebody else, having romantic feelings about someone else, secret spending, and secret social media activity. So with those things, I already know the physical, but what do you think about the other that they said, Gary? Having sexual fantasies about someone else and having romantic feelings about someone else. Do you consider that cheating?
I mean, I personally don't, but I understand what they're saying. I think when it comes to women, I think for a woman to sexually fantasize about another man that's not her husband, then yeah, that's a problem, right? That's definitely a problem. If she's on, if she's socializing and her husband doesn't know, um, then yeah, that's a problem too. Because clearly she doesn't want him around or doesn't want him to know what's going on, because something may be happening, or she may be looking for something to happen, and I think that's also a problem. But even with those, there's with those 2, what you mentioned, there's an emotion there, right? So she's fantasizing. So she's in her emotion. She's in her sexual emotion about another man, right? So that's not cool. If she's socializing,
Does it?
right. So if she's socializing, again, she's in her emotion. There's a desire for somebody else, right? So it's definitely a problem, and clearly men and women are wired differently. So we're gonna just respond differently to those 2 situations.
You're absolutely right. And what about secret spending? What do you think about that one?
I mean, depending what it is. I mean, what? I mean, she's gonna be buying I guess I don't know, if they have a budget that they spend in the house, and she's spending more money on clothes that she shouldn't. I mean, I don't know, secret spending, unless I don't look at that as cheating. I mean, it's
I mean, you're cheating the house finances that you
well,
don't know about. What if my
well,
husband has a gambling problem and he has
but I, I mean, I think that, well, cheating in the sense of, if it's cheating, okay, so if it's cheating the house, right? Cheating if there's, I don't know, your the house monthly budget to keep everything in the house going is 5 grand, and you spend it, and you're spending more than that, right? Yeah, that could be a problem, right? Right? That could be a problem, because that's, if you know that you have a
hmm
certain limit for your clothes, let's say, but you're spending more than what your clothes limit is, then that could be, that could be a problem, because it's gonna hamper the overall finances for the house. So, so that could be it.
I can remember Gary as a kid where my mom would go shopping and the trunk was shit, and she wouldn't bring the bags in until dad went to sleep. And I'm gonna get a credit card at the end of the month anyway. She was like, it's it's better to forgive than to ask for permission. It's too late. Once the bill comes in, he gotta pay it. And I'm like,
Well,
wow. And she was right. My dad would bitch and moan, but he would pay those bills without a problem, because that was his wife. He loved his wife, and you know what I'm saying? But when
Simple.
it got overboard, I do remember him going into her purse and hey, don't be calling my daddy no simp,
Hey, look,
okay?
most
Because
men,
it came to a
most men are
point where he
simps.
did take all the credit cards
No,
away.
no, no, fuck that. Most men are simps. Don't feel no type of way about it. My dad's a simp.
I
my
know he
my
loves my mother. He really,
Yeah,
my
that
dad.
doesn't take away from them loving. That's what makes men simps. They get more into their emotions than in the logic.
my my my
True. But
mom,
there came
she
a her person. He grabbed all them damn credit cards and he cut them right in half, right in front of her, and she had to earn them bitches back. And it
Yeah,
took
my
about a year before
yeah,
she got them all back. So that was a tough one for her.
shit.
She learned that night. She sure did. So
well,
he reached his
well,
point of no return.
in in
So
my in my
and
in my
and then there's one more. It says secret.
Yeah, Gary, she got a delay, man. You gonna have to
Go
wait a
ahead,
second.
Gary, because there's a
yeah,
little
Pause for like
lag.
5 seconds. Gary had something to
I
say.
was I
Go
was
ahead,
I
Gary.
was
Say what you
saying
were
that,
gonna say.
yeah, I was going to say, so in my household growing up, my mother, she was actually the financially responsible one, right? Had the Platinum American Express card and all of that. So my stepdad, he was not responsible at all. I mean, he had a lot of other issues going on. So when
Stepdad?
it came to spending and stuff like that, my mom was actually the responsible one.
You said
Um,
stepdad?
huh?
You said stepdad or dad?
Yeah. No, my stepdad.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So in that relationship there, my mom was the responsible one. Uh where my stepdad, he had some serious issues.
Mm-hmm.
So and she would but when she would go shopping, like, she would do her thing, but she was, she was financially responsible, right? But I do understand in other situations, or with other married couples, where, kind of like actually, what you were talking about with your dad and your mom. my uncle and my aunt was like that, right? They were just like that. So I can relate.
Mhm.
Just 80% of the population.
Oh, what do you guys
Well,
think of the
that's
last
situation.
one? Secret social media activity. Do you consider that cheating?
Yep.
I didn't hear it. There was a delay there. Can you repeat that?
Secret social media activity.
Secret.
Well, secret social
Yeah.
well, secret social media activity, yeah, that could be deemed as cheating. I mean, if you're, if you're on, if you're on social media and you're on these platforms and your husband or your wife doesn't know, right? And okay, if you're on platforms that you shouldn't be on, where it's going to encourage you to go elsewhere, look elsewhere, then yeah, that and your partner doesn't know about it,
Mm-hmm.
or your partner's not okay with it, then yeah, then that's definitely a problem.
Name the show. Does your spouse? You got people out here, married people moving like they are single.
Yeah.
But does your spouse
Not the
know about
same.
it? You
Right.
know?
It's not the same. It's not the same. When a man cheats and a woman cheats, it's not the same. You got to stop grading it the same way, because if we're gonna go into that world of grading it the same, we got to grade everything else the same. And I don't think women really want that. Great pause, Grace. You froze or something? She froze, man. Damn, I knew it was something wrong. Gary, you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm
Man,
still
look,
here.
I'm gonna get your name up here on it. I don't know why she didn't have your name plastered on the bottom, man. Look, boom, Gary D.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, he gonna take it, man. I'll jump in for a second, cause like he go. This what gets me, Gary, because she's been having a conversation about this. Me and Grace have conversations back and forth from time to time, but I'm gonna ask you straight up: are men and women the same? Are they equal?
No, absolutely not. No, no.
So why should we even be grading men and women on the same scale?
I know, but see that we're in a
Where's the but?
because of the times that
Fuck the
no,
time.
but because of the time, because the time that we're in an age, we're in a time now with this whole the whole feminism, socially acceptable, politically correct. This is what we're dealing with now, right? So, so this is why we are having, and when I say we, I'm talking about in general.
Yeah.
There are these conversations about men and women, and women wanting to be equal with men, which is a problem, right? Which is it has caused a serious problem.
Do you play into those conversations, or do you just try to shut it down as soon as those conversations start?
You were breaking up.
When it comes to the men and women conversations, and it comes down to equality, like that stuff, everything that you said has been pushed right now. Do you buy into those conversations and entertain them, or do you try to shut them down?
Well,
you play into them.
I have intellectual discussions with them, right? Because because I'm not, because listen, because it's like unless someone is outright stupid or disrespectful, then yeah, I'll shut down the conversation. But I mean, if but in those type of conversations, I would hear what they got to say, and I would definitely respond in a manner of really getting to the bottom of, huh?
I say you respond in kind. So if they come in a
Yeah,
genuine, yeah.
yeah. Like I find that because it's like if you're gonna have an opinion, I want to know where is it coming from, right? Which experience? Where is it rooted in, right? Because like for people that's in the, you know, like now, all these women want to be equal to men and independent women and stuff like that. Well, okay, let's peel the layers back to get to the bottom of it. And a lot of people, they don't like when I start doing that, then they start getting mad.
That's very
Mhm.
yeah. That happens every time. I tell people all the time, like no bullshit. And I can't push back on what you just said for the simple fact of I do that shit. And that's why a lot of people call me an asshole. Because I was like, I ask you questions.
It's not being an asshole. No, it's not being an asshole. I don't
Well,
think
yeah,
so.
they call me an asshole because I have ulterior motives for asking the question. So I'm like, hey, look, I'm asking you a question. There's something behind why I'm asking you it. And like, okay, I don't believe that they want to be equal to men. I believe that a lot of women right now that push that feminist stuff, really, I ain't even gonna say feminist. It's misandry. It's misandry and like hey, I don't know if anybody know about Dragon Ball Z, y'all. Any of y'all know about Dragon Ball Z, but they go Super Saiyan. You know, they're Saiyans, but then they go Super Saiyan. Their hair turns yellow and all this stuff. That is misandry on Super Saiyan. These ladies just turned up.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
want to be men. They don't want to be equal to men. They want to be men or be better than them. And the problem that they have is they need to take it up with God. And a lot of the ladies that have these conversations, they claim they Christian or religious or spiritual, and they don't even understand it. They're speaking for Satan. You speaking for Lucifer right now. Everything that you do, the way you carry yourselves in your day-to-day lives, that's your coach. God ain't your coach. Your coach is the guy that got kicked out. Like I'll sit back and I'll sit back and listen to him. I'll sit back and listen to him just to hear him talk because if you let somebody talk long enough, they'll tell on themselves.
They're telling themselves. I
And
always say that. Absolutely.
that's great. Hey, look, that's a great saying. Keep saying that shit, Gary, because it's true. And these people they don't want equality. Like you want to go out here and make all the money that you want to make, have all the degrees that you want to get, but then you still want a man to be better than you. So what the fuck we talking about?
No,
Just
and you
set
still
your
want a
ass.
man to provide for you, you pay your bills.
Yeah. So it's like, what's the point? It's an ego trip.
You, you know, I was seeing something the other day where it was somebody said it was one of these shows. I think it was either on YouTube or Instagram where somebody
Gary, why
said
ain't you came over to my
know,
show yet, man? We
I
had
don't-
great conversations over there. Why you ain't came over there yet, man? I'm gonna press you right now. I know you was talking, but you ain't came over to my show yet. I got like 5 of them.
oh, okay, all right, all right.
Grace, make Gary come over there.
Okay,
Yeah,
he'll definitely come
there's
over
a
once
serious
embrace the grace
delay going
from
on.
the JVJ network. You know what I'm saying?
Look, she trying to sweeten herself up. Get me back on that
You know, he'll be
network,
happy
man.
to follow the JVJ network. He'll be right there with me, you know, and he'll subscribe, he'll talk, he'll do all that. Anyway,
But what was you saying, Gary? I'm
gentlemen.
sorry. I'm
But
sorry,
here,
Gary.
let's continue
Hold
on. You
on,
said
Gary had one more point. He had one more point he was trying to say.
okay,
um,
finish your thought.
yeah. Gosh. It left my mind. So go ahead, Grace.
Okay, so we'll come back to it. So it
Yeah.
says here, why do we cheat? Sometimes cheaters are reenacting or latently responding to unresolved childhood traumas, neglect, emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, etc. Basically, their childhood wounds have created attachment deficit and manifests through infidelity. What do you have to think about that? What do you say?
Say the first part
I
again.
mean,
Emotional neglect, emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. Their childhood wounds have created attachment deficits that manifest through infidelity. How do you agree with that? And that was in
nah,
the
I
Psychology
don't.
Today of February 23rd, 2022.
Wow, I'm surprised that they would say that that's one of the issues why people cheat. I mean, yeah, I do believe that adults, they have their various childhood traumas. But I mean, when you're getting into marriage, I mean, if you have some serious childhood traumas, then I think it should be known. But to say that the childhood trauma is going to push you to cheat, I've never heard that. Like, this is the first time I'm hearing that. Now, I've heard people cheat for other reasons,
Really? Really?
but not because of a deep-rooted childhood trauma.
I'm gonna break something down for you, Gear. I'm gonna break something down for you. What do we say about kids? They're like sponges, right?
Mm-hmm.
They soak up everything they see. Right? They see
Yeah.
their dad cheating or they see their mom
Mhm.
cheating. They soak it up. If the son see their father just smashing other chicks all the time, they're more likely, not saying they are going to do it, but they're more likely to follow that same step. When you see a lot of the ladies that I'm strong, I'm independent, I don't need no man, F these dudes, whatever, whoop, more than likely, and we had literally got a good track record of this, of these girls being that type of way, aggressive and what you call it. These kids are like sponges. They just soak up what they see. They imitate. Kids imitate what they see adults do. That's why when they see rappers with guns and stuff, they go and imitate that crap. Anybody that's popular and a lot of people like, or the people that are directly in your lifestyle, in your life, you imitate them. Like a lot of kids grew up wanting to be Michael Jordan. You want to imitate him. Like I don't know how much. Like I'm not going to say it's 100% across the board, but I do think that it plays a factor. It plays a factor in
Well,
all of that.
Well, I do agree that kids are sponges. Like, look, when as a kid, what you see your mom and dad do, yes, more times than not, that will affect you. But I think when it comes into a relationship now, getting into marriage, this is major here, right? This is something major. So, to get into marriage and to cheat in the marriage because of your childhood trauma, then yeah, that's that's definitely something. But now,
They were cheating
but
before the
as an
marriage, Gary.
adult,
They were cheating before
right?
the
But I'm
marriage.
just saying, and see, I agree with that. I totally agree. So it goes back to what I
Remember the
was saying.
stat that I just read to you? 2 to 4. Gary, remember what I was saying before? 2 to 4% on the first year of marriage. That means you already had
Yeah.
a sneaky link before you
Well, this
even
is
got
right,
married.
right,
You
right.
know?
So right.
So I'm gonna go is here. Now we're gonna get into the why. Even if they their partner, they do so. Their emotional needs are not being met. 2, they have low self-esteem. 3, there are serious problems within their relationship or life in general. So it may be easier for them to cheat than to talk about how they are feeling. And a lot,
Yep,
and other
that's
people
very
said, when I interviewed them, they said because their marriage, the marriage has gotten stale. They're not physically attracted to their partner anymore. They don't look like the person that they married. And a lot of these are legitimately, it still doesn't give a person a right to cheat. You know, if you're not remove yourself from the marriage, before you even remove yourself from the marriage, I think there needs to be some communication. There needs to be some counseling. And I really think what's really hurt a lot of marriages now is God is not in. You have to involve God. When they used to do premarital counseling at the church, and the pastor would have to approve the marriage.
Yeah.
They're not doing it anymore. They don't just want to take your money. Like when I got married at a church that I was a member of, and they didn't care. They just wanted okay, here it is. This is how much it's going to be. This is what time we have available. And that's it. It wasn't time church and take your money and keep it moving. And you don't even have to be a member of that church. They'll charge you more if you're not a member of that church.
Right.
I'm married at that church, you know, that church. But I saw one of the biggest aspects that we're missing in life, the God involved in it's not a godly marriage. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen. I don't want to bring religion or God into this, but I have, because I believe in God. I believe in a higher being. I believe that we're gonna have to be responsible for what we do here on this earth. One of the biggest reasons I do what I do, because I'm trying to open the eyes of people to do, because we do better. I'm perfect of this. I cheated and I have been cheated on. But let me tell you something. It's a different kind of pain when it comes from shots. I mean, if it's friend cheating or somebody you're just talking to, or when from that spouse, when you know you took vows and you kissed each other, it's a different kind of hurt, Gary, and that's what we'll avoid. And with that said, I wanted to read you and my audience and myself, and you guys really listen to this. Have you taken a second to think about the pain that person will go through if and when their spouse has been betraying them? The tears you bring out from another, and karma will get you 5 times harder for it. No joke. When I went through what I went through, I made up never, ever, 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 ever mess around knowingly the married man, because I would never want to wish upon my worst enemy. It's I'm not even going to, it took long to get over it, to heal from it. I've taken a, you know, I have some part of the, I don't know, it wasn't just all him. To heal outside box and look. Women can't wall. I can't. People won't. They just want to blame game. Engaging with a married person, then you're just as bad. You really are. You really accomplice to the. You're an accomplice to the fuckery and the hurt I hate when people, oh, well, I ain't got no to that. I don't know that person. What comes around goes. There'll be a time where you're happy in your relationship, and that's when your shit gonna come crumbling down. So
Why the
just
fuck
think
you
about
lying?
that.
Why you always lying?
To minimize he did his value. Okay, everybody. So Gary, what do you have to say about that?
Um, you said something very, one of the key words that stuck out there is betrayal, right? I mean, when we have someone that we're close to and that person betrays us, that's a serious hurt, a major hurt when it's someone that we're close to. Now, when you're married to this person, and being so they betrayed a marriage and cheating. Yeah, I definitely understand that's a whole nother level of hurt, right? Because marriage, the majority of people, is very sacred. So when the marriage is betrayed by cheating, then yeah, that's a whole nother level of hurt. And I could understand that. I could understand that. Um, But unfortunately, nowadays, in this day and age now, people don't hold it sacred like that anymore. Now people don't care. They literally don't care.
And you're right. The married people don't care. The married people
Yeah.
don't care, and the other people don't care. So the thing is why bother getting married then? Why get married?
And you're right
Why?
about
Why?
that. But some people listen. Some people like the idea of marriage. It looks good. They want to have
The
the
wedding.
experience. Right? Right. So the wedding, and it looks all pretty and nice, and the dress and all that other stuff. But marriage is more than that, right? There's work, serious work that goes in. None of them they don't want to do that, right? They don't want to do that.
Gary. It's a lot of work every day. One couple told me, I asked them, they were married for over 40 years. And I was in awe when I come to couples that have been married past 20 years.
Absolutely.
And the husband told me, I wake up every morning thinking of ways how I can serve my wife, how I can make her day better, how I can make her happy. I'm like, and I said to him, but what about you? What about your happiness? And he said to me, seeing her happy is what makes me happy. I'm like, wow. And I know Jay was, that's a simp. So then I turned to, and I said, what makes you guys married 40 years? And she just told me, first of all, respect. You must always respect your husband in the house and outside of the house, in front of his face and behind his back. You must always respect him. And then she said, one of our favorite ones, Gary, communication.
Exactly.
It's okay if you don't want to communicate right away, because you might say things you might regret, but just turn around and talk about things. Don't let things fester inside you and linger, because you're not supposed to go to angry with each other.
Right.
And I'm like, wow. OGs, they were married for over 40 years, and they were still holding hands at work.
I love those kind of stories, right? When you come across married couples that's been 30, 40, 50 years, those are amazing stories. But unfortunately, nowadays that doesn't happen anymore. You know, our parents and grandparents is a different breed, right? Different time. You know, I think finding a partner like that now would be with a lot of people would be finding like a needle in a haystack. But then again, if they do find it, they probably wouldn't even know what to do.
Nah, that's why we getting our passports.
Right?
I'm dead ass serious. Like dudes ain't slack. Like when you
I'm
really
gonna
think
tell
about
you
the
what
grand
my
scheme
dad.
Go ahead, Grace. Go ahead. What your dad did.
I'm just want to say, I ask keeps you. What keeps together? Because I asked him a lot of questions. We had a good. You know what he told me? He said, you know that? You know what? She ain't going nowhere. Because I make sure that all of her needs and wants are taken care of. Think about a man or want another man. Before she even knows what she wants, I'm on it. And I'm like, damn. Yeah, okay, Jay. That you're right. That does sound like some simp like shit.
That's some
But you
certified
know
simp
what?
shit.
They were together for 37 years. They were together
you
for
know,
37 years. They took care of each other and they loved each other.
Your dad took more. He took more care of your mother than your mother took care of him.
Yes, she was a trophy wife. He was an old
Yeah,
Sicilian
no,
man. So he felt
you know,
proud to have her on her arm. She was eye candy.
you know what the funny thing is? That's the dumbest
Was
shit in the
boots love
fucking
my
world.
dad.
Nah, look, that's like I ain't knocking your pops, man, because my dad be doing dumb shit like that too. But you should never put a woman on a pedestal. Ever. That's not saying don't treat her good, don't treat her right, don't do things for her, but never put a fucking woman on a pedestal. That's a recipe for disaster.
And you're right. You're absolutely right because at the latter part of their marriage, she ended up leaving him anyway. I'm saying pissed off
So all that
about
love for nothing, right?
that.
All that love for nothing. As soon as her
I
feelings
mean,
change,
why
huh?
him? He needs you. Yeah, yeah. She then came into some money. She felt she didn't need my dad anymore. And I was pissed. I was really pissed because he was an older gentleman, and that's when he needed her the most. That was her time to shine.
yeah.
You know, but as
She didn't give a fuck.
usual, you know, I said, why leave him now? What was that?
I said she didn't give no fuck.
And you're right, and I'm not even going to deny that. You're right, and that broke my heart. Yes, they were together for 37 years, but all he had was a good 4 or 5 years left because my dad just hung in there. Not only would she have had her money, but then she would have had all of my dad's money, but she didn't care.
Oh, she still got some of it.
She
She
hauled
still got
ass,
some of it.
and it
She
is what
still
it
got
is.
some of it.
Not from daddy.
No, she
Well,
did.
she got his
Your mom.
SSI check, but not
Yeah, I'm about
what
to
he
say.
left.
I'll say, did she divorce him?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she got some of that money.
Yep. But she
And
didn't
I'm
get
pretty sure
anything.
I'm pretty sure she got alimony
No,
too.
it's a no, because they both came into some money. So the judge decided that after the lifestyle that he gave her for 37 years and plus the money that she came into would be suffice. And the judge
No,
didn't play that. West Palm
that
Beach didn't
ain't
play that
usually how
shit.
that
Nope.
ain't usually how that worked though. Because in the United States, if you married at 10 years is automatic alimony for the person that makes the least amount of money. And that probably was your mother because your father,
But
you clearly
he
said
had,
that your
I'm
father
telling you,
was the
I'm not, I
breadwinner.
don't want to put it all out there, but
I don't think
trust me, she walked
that they
away.
told you
She walked
everything.
away with her own bag.
No, I'm saying I don't think she told you
Okay,
everything.
that could be, but I do agree.
What do most women tell you? Like they get a paycheck on Friday and tell you they broke on Saturday
That could
morning.
be.
Like, hey, can I borrow $5? I'm broke. You just got paid yesterday. What are you talking about?
Was
Women
paid.
ain't trying to get no money away to nobody. They broke. They'll tell you that. Oh, bad.
Not all of us are like that, Jay. All of us are
Majority.
like that. I was one of the dumb ones.
Yeah, let shit hit the fan and we'll see how. Look, I
I
always say
should have
this
been
shit.
like I should have been more like these women nowadays.
No, you shouldn't. Because I always tell people, like, you want to see the real character of somebody. Like I got the real understanding of it being in like messed up situations. I'll put it like that. I ain't gonna go in depth on that, but messed up situations. You reason I got a hole in my arm. But when you put people in very compromising situations, you'll see who they really are. And when shit hits the fan, people show you who they are. And I bet money. You'll be surprised who your mom was, who your dad was, who your cousin was, who your friends are. Let shit get tough real quick. Like, you see. That's why I watch people. Because I want to already anticipate that shit. And I know who I got around me. I know who I got
For so
around me.
long, Jay, I'm living it.
I got a lot of people that's gonna tuck their tail and get the hell on when shit get hard. I know that shit. I know that
Well, I
shit.
think that, well, listen, I think that in experience, we know that money plays a factor, and I think that it's important to know that, you're going to have people that's going to be around you when money's there, but you want someone that is going to, especially when it comes to a relationship, character is very important. So, yeah, when things get hard, you're going to see who your friends are. You're going to see who's really there for you. You're going to see, and not necessarily there for you that's going to give you money, but there, emotional support, talking to, and stuff like that. So it definitely shows, like, and it's interesting because I've always said this, and we talk about this a lot, Grace, with the communication. When shit gets hard, right? Communication is easy when everything's all nice and rosy and good. But when shit gets hard, that's when the true character comes out, and you see who you're dealing with. Because
Yeah,
I would rather.
it's easy to. It's easy to celebrate life when things are going good.
Absolutely.
But the big test is, are you going to be there when the rough times?
When you're rough time, exactly.
So guys, I want to play a video real quick.
All good till the rabbit got the gun.
I want to play it real quick, and I want to know your opinion. So
Go ahead.
hold on 1 second. I just got to press play.
Science and technology says that when it comes to having affairs of the heart, most men believe that emotional cheating isn't really cheating because they're not actually having sex with another partner. They would like emotional cheating is bad, if not worse than physical cheating. So, ladies, do you think to dismiss emotional cheating? Because when I read the degree, I think you want to be there for you.
Grace, that shit lagging like a motherfucker.
Your protection. And if you're going somewhere, it goes there 100%.
Yeah.
I think they say this because it allows them to get away with it. For themselves. Get away with it for themselves. But I will say this. Obviously, men tend to take the physical part of themselves, but the more man is cheating, he's talking to this person, he's spending time with them. That's a problem. I'm telling you from personal experience. I have friends that have cheated on their girls, a bunch of thing about it, and then met someone that they actually had an emotional connection with, and that made change their entire lives.
I think it's dangerous. They just think, oh,
reality is worse. It's worse because you being emotional, and that could only lead to physical.
I'm understand. What is the emotional part? Is it that they're
You can-
sharing something? Explain it to me.
Talking on the phone for hours.
Okay, so back at it. So
Got
what
it.
did you guys have to say about that video? What she was talking about?
So it was lagging, but what I got is, I think what women is going to look at emotional cheating, it's definitely going to be a problem. You know, but you know, to the point of when you're talking on the phone to someone. So when you're talking and you're having conversation, and if it's conversations that I don't know, hour to a couple hours, stuff like that, you know, you're developing intimacy, right? So, and that
Mhm.
definitely could be a problem, right? Because if you're having great conversation with this person and it's flowing and you feel like, oh my God, I could tell this person anything, and the conversation is just flowing in different directions, and you're just you know, it's just making you feel good, right? Yeah, that's a problem because that's you developing an intimacy, right? And that is going to lead to something sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. Dangerous. And that's why, Gary, next week, I think we don't have to drag this topic to a part 3, but next
Okay.
week we're gonna talk, can men and women be platonic friends?
No.
So you know, it's gonna be a spin-off, you know.
Okay.
Why are you laughing about that? Why are
Because
you laughing?
I've had conversations about that in the past, so that would be. I think that's going to be a good conversation because I think you know men and women can, right? They can. No, I think that you know men and women can have a platonic relationship. Um, you know, it's not always about sex, but I mean, you know, for the most part, you know, some people may say, well, oh, sooner or later it may get to something. No, I think that you know, again, men and women are wired a bit differently, and I think that sometimes it's not always about sex because look, I know there's a couple of women friends that I have that I don't want to have sex with them. It's just great conversation with them. They're good to talk to, right? But I don't see them in that other way. You follow me?
You
So
see, Jeff, but mm-hmm.
Minority
But
versus
Gary, save it for
majority.
next week.
No, you fine with that one. Minority versus
ahead.
majority. That's all I got. Minority versus majority. You can always have exceptions. That don't mean it makes the rule.
True. I mean, so I mean, I guess Gary and me
Fucking
are the
fact.
two,
Guys don't put
the
fucking most
last of
effort.
the Mohegans and shit.
I don't laugh at no goddamn Mohegans and shit. Most dudes ain't dealing with chicks unless they trying to fuck them. I don't know why people keep trying to play around with it. Yes, are there exceptions out here where men will deal with a woman that they have no sexual intentions with? Yeah, but that's not the majority of dudes.
well, look, again, we're in a different time now. So, and for
Yeah,
what
we're
we're
in
seeing,
time of sex.
right, absolutely
So
right.
they
And look,
trying to fuck. They trying to
but
fuck
hold
even
on,
more.
right, but we're in a different time now. And yes, the majority of men, the majority out there are like that. I'm just saying that for me, and for some that are like me, yeah, it's not always about sex with you know with you know
Gary,
with a
Gary,
woman,
Gary.
right?
I
What?
understand the concept because I have exceptions when it comes to certain females that I deal with. I have no sexual aspirations for. I get that. But I understand that is the exception. It's not the rule. I don't spend my time. I'll put it like that because that'll cover time with or just time talking to. I don't spend my time talking to most females that I don't want to fuck. And I'm pretty sure you do the same.
I think that look in that. I mean,
Gary, you simping?
it's no. I'm not. Listen, simping, nah, bro, nah.
All right, well,
If it's a woman, if it's a woman that I'm interested with, and I want to have sex with her, then yeah, we're gonna have. I'm gonna talk to her. But at the same time, if it's a woman that her and I are just friends, I have a great conversation with her, but I'm not trying to fuck her.
what's your numbers? Like, is it like 50-50?
My number is like 50-50. What's my number?
You don't ask them questions.
No, I'm trying.
I just want to know.
My number is
Trying
probably
to fuck,
like-
not trying to fuck. What's the numbers when it comes to female friends?
what I'm trying to. Well, okay.
Well, hey, yo, would
The ones
fuck
that I could-
or not trying
Okay,
to fuck,
okay.
would or not?
Hold on a second. The ones that I won't even. The ones that I can, I think that's probably 100%. I know
No,
that if
we
I
ain't talking
pushed
about
it, I could
can,
do
we
it.
talking about want to.
Want to see
No,
this?
not even want. My bad. Let's take the word away. Want. Let's take that away. Would smash or don't like have no interest in. Would don't.
Good.
Want
There's
to.
a there's a
Would and
okay.
don't want
All
to.
right. So
What
all
percent?
right. So
would?
here's all right. So there's about 60% I would, and the other 40 I wouldn't.
All right, so you still prove the rule.
But I'm just saying but what I'm saying is that I have female friends that
Yeah,
I
you
have
just
platonic
proved the rule.
relations.
Gary, you just.
But
proved
hold
the
no,
rule.
you're not understanding me, bro.
I get you. I get the exceptions. I understand that. But you just
Right. So
proved
there
the-
are exceptions, right?
Yeah,
but I'm not saying that all
nobody's
the-
ever denied that. Nobody's ever denied that, but
Okay.
exceptions don't make the rule.
I'm not. I never said that it did.
So what was the point of all that shit then? Like, what was the point of all that shit? Most dudes want to fuck. If they dealing with a female, they want to fuck them. Yes, there are exceptions of dudes that don't, but majority of the
No,
time,
the idea. See, no, the idea and the way that it was coming across was that just because a guy deals with a woman, he wants to fuck her.
majority of the time, that is true. You just proved
Yeah,
it. You said 60% of the chicks that you do. You said
See,
60% of the chicks that you conversate with, you would fuck. You want to fuck. So that proves the rule.
No, you're missing. No, what? See, I said that, right? But what you're missing? My point that I just said is that it's being said that most guys, or the majority of guys, all the women that they talk to, 60% is not all the women that I talk to. Right? I broke it down.
That's the 40%.
Right? So if I said, 90% or 100% or 80% of the women that I talk to, then you know what? You have something there. But I said 60.
Which one's greater, 60 or 40?
Bro, to me, it's of course 60% is greater, but my point I think that you're missing is saying that just because a man deals with a woman, he wants to have sex with her.
Majority of the time he does.
All right, so
majority of the time there are exceptions. I gave you that. I agree. But you just said 60% of the women.
I know exactly what I said.
So that means still majority of the time, majority of the women you deal with, you want to smash. There are 40% of them that you know, I'm good on that. But majority of them, you still want to smash. So the rule still stands.
That's not what I'm arguing, but all right. And anyway,
you
we're going
arguing? What are
around,
you
but
arguing?
okay.
No,
All right.
clarify. Clarify? What are you arguing? Because I might be confused.
No, it was said that men, whenever they deal with a woman or all quotes and all women that they deal with, they want to have sex with.
Who said all?
Didn't you say all?
I said majority.
No, after that you said a majority a couple of times, but in the beginning you said all.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
All right, we'll rewind the tape back because I'm clipping this.
All right,
anyway.
cool. All right. All right.
But
See, I
Look at
listened,
Grace
bro.
sitting over there. Look at Grace sitting
That's
over there
gonna
like,
be for
God damn
next
it
week.
again.
I listened clearly. So okay, all right.
Hey,
All
look,
right.
if I did say all, I'll say it at the end of my clip. They're like,
We-
he did get me on that one. I said all. Go ahead, Grace.
But we're it is, you know, that well anyway, I'm not gonna speak on it, you know, how I feel about that. But back to our original topic.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
Mhm.
Grace, you better
You know,
shut
we're
up on that
already at
topic.
1 hour
Don't say shit.
and 40. Meet this horse. What was that?
Nothing, keep
What
going.
was that, Jay?
Keep going.
I don't want to keep hitting
we
it.
gotta
You know,
fix this
on that
internet, bro.
horse. Is it lagging?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Fuck.
So is it the internet or is it the computer?
It's probably the computer not being able to process everything. Did you delete all those videos out like I told you?
No, not yet.
Yeah, there you go.
I thought that was just for upload.
Nah, that's for your
I thought that
this
was
girl over
uploading.
here overloading
You
her
know what? Let me
CPU.
go ahead. Let me go ahead and share another video with you guys.
No, don't share it,
You know,
Grace.
since
Grace,
you want to get on my
Grace,
computer.
Grace. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
What?
Because you're like you already lagging just sitting in
Okay.
this room with us. It's gonna be way worse. We already went through that one time.
Okay, well let me. Okay, so let me go ahead and read PA Texas comments because he's got to when I said, can a woman and man be friends? And then he said, BS bullshit. And then he kept behind it again.
That was for Gary.
I can see the comments.
Gary, where
That was
you
for
from?
Gary.
New York. I'm
York?
up in New York City.
What borough you in?
I'm in Manhattan, but I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay, well, hey, look, you in Manhattan though. That's saying something. And Gary need to come over to my channel, man. Grace, he need to get off.
And
look,
PA said,
come over there.
oh,
One of them.
relax, sir. Okay, don't be trying to take my people. Okay,
No, I'm
We're
just
gonna
saying,
come
man.
to the
He
JBJ
gets
network.
hot knowledge,
Okay,
man. I used to date a chick from not from Brooklyn, but she was from the Bronx. Not matter of fact, no, she was from Brooklyn. She was from Brooklyn. She stayed in Brooklyn. Little Puerto Rican chick.
Okay.
then
I'm traveled, Grace.
Pete said, "Get the fuck out of here." If I'm with a woman, I know you have. PA said, "Get the fuck out of here." If I'm with a woman, we screwing. And then he came back and said again, friends with benefits. And then he came back and said, yes, if a man deals with a woman he wants to smash. not all the time, PA, but I'm not gonna get into because that's sweet. Y'all said anything, but it is what it is. But I do want to read this one because I want people to really like feel me on it because it touched me, and it touched me because that's how I felt. I'm gonna read in where it's for a woman. It says here, have you taken a second to think about the pain she will go through if and when she finds out her husband has cheated her? The tears you bring out from another woman's eyes, karma will get you back 5 times harder for it. No joke. So the next time you guys think about trying to hide a person or smash or take their money, accept, think about what is the possible pain that you can to that family about what's going on with the children. Okay? Instead of thinking about your instant gratification and fuck what did my dad use for me and fuck everybody else, think about it. Because what comes around goes around, and I'm telling you, when you're at your highest and you're happiest, when you're, that's when your karma is gonna hit. It's not worth it, guys. Married people don't leave their spouses. It's very, very few and far between. And that's all I'm trying to say. I'm not here trying to preach. I'm not perfect. Like I said, I've been on both sides of the fence. I've cheated and I've been cheated. Okay, but it's a different kind of hurt when it's if it's a boyfriend or somebody just talking to, that's different. But when you've made vows in front of God and your friends and family, and then that, it's just a different kind of hurt. And I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
Yeah, ladies, bit of that
So,
right there.
with being said, Gary, go ahead and give me your closing thoughts, what you have to say about this, because I think I'm done with this cheating thing. It's just it's getting too heavy for me now. It's like it is what it is. I just hope that I can at least bring some type of change of mindset. Go ahead, Gary.
Well, Grace, I mean, again, thank you for having me on the show. I definitely enjoy being here. This particular topic, listen, it's when it comes to cheating, especially married couples, you know, and I know I sound like a broken record. We have to have the communication and the understanding, right? And I think and it's a betrayal of the vows that you took. So I think that people should look at it like that, because if you believe and feel marriage is sacred, which to me it is, and to a lot of other people it is, but if you believe that marriage is sacred, right, then doing anything that's going to betray that vow or betray the sanctity of marriage, you can't let happen. So and in saying that, you have to really communicate and really effectively communicate with your partner, so your vow in the marriage doesn't get betrayed. And I think that is very important. And like I said earlier, when you have a friend and a friend betrays you, that hurts. Now you're in a marriage, under God, and that gets betrayed because of cheating, then that's, yeah, I can't even, I can't even fathom that kind of pain and hurt. So I look forward to the topic next week. People, you can catch me on the Boardwalk Global Media Network. We do about 7 podcasts a week. The podcast that I'm on is called The Real Discussion. Every Friday night from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. We're on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and in a couple of weeks we'll be on some other major platforms.
What
And
y'all
that's
talk
it.
about?
I'm out.
What y'all talk about?
Oh, we talk about everything, bro. Like we talk about the latest topic. Like we talk about
Everything.
the the trending stories. We really get sort of we get behind the scenes of a lot of the top stories and things like that. Like what you don't hear on the news or what you don't hear on some of these other podcasts. I mean, sometimes I say things on there that I shouldn't say, but it's like, hey, we keep it 100. Like we keep it 100, and I try to be very factual with the information. Like if it's factual information that I got, then I'm going to say it. If someone want to be mad, then let them be mad.
And then, well, they could put a cape on it and be super mad.
Exactly. They could be mad because if something I'm saying is documented fact from a credible source, then hey, then that's what it is.
Well, I was asking because Grace, I got days open on the network. So I'm like, what they talking about? But
I hear you, but I got
that
to
was
get
my
on there
question.
first, Paul.
Man, Grace, shut up.
I'm trying to get my papers back. Okay, so, but anyway, Jay, what are your comments on this, and what is your take on everything that we've spoken to? Because a lot of people ask me now, will you get married again? Of course, at the beginning,
Are you talking
I
about
would
you?
say,
They asking you that?
5 years ago yeah, me. Yeah, they're
Okay.
asking me that. Would I ever consider getting married again? And if you would have asked me that 6 years ago, I would have said hell no. But because now I've gone through the healing process and taken accountability, yeah, I'll get married again. I sure will.
I don't even
But what
understand
do
why
you
that
have
would
to
even
say,
be
Jay? And
keep going.
no, all I was going to say is just what do you have to say, and let people know where we can find you.
Look, it's amazing to me, Grace. I don't even understand how you would even have why people even ask you, would you get married again? Because that's a dumb question to ask any female, period. Every female should want to get married. So even if they were married before, they should want to get married again because you get the covering of a man. Like that's that's a dumbass question to ask any female.
Yeah, but
I can see.
yeah, but that there's a lot of women out here who's going to buy a dog and die alone, and they don't rather be alone.
Yeah, they stupid. They stupid as hell.
That's why they get their passports.
Yeah, man, look, a lot of dudes are getting their passports because Americanized women, and not even just America, Westernized women, they talk about men's egos. Pride is the devil. And it's got a hold of a lot of the women that we have in our society. They're too prideful. They think they better than somebody else. I'm like, man, leave them hoes in the ditch. I ain't even bullshit. I don't play with no hoes. I don't play with none of them. And I refer to all of them as hoes and females. You don't get the woman card until you show me that you're a woman. That's how I operate. And people tell me that's rude and mean, but I don't give a fuck because everybody's supposed to be a fuck nigga or a goddamn dusty or all this other woo shit. So it's fine when you say it, but when I say what I say, it's a fucking problem. So I'm like, you can kiss my motherfucking ass. I'm an eye for an eye type guy. I'm an eye for an eye type guy. When I meet women, I give those women that respect. But when I see hoes, I see 304s, I see females, hyenas, Jezebels, Liliths, whatever word you want to use, I treat them as such. So it is what it is. But when it comes to the marriage shit, that's a female fucking problem. That's a female fucking problem because men are not the ones leaving marriages. Like, are there men that do leave marriages? Hell yeah. At the max, you could say 30%. It's the women. They're the ones that are quitters, certified
Yep.
quitters, dick monkey branching ass motherfuckers. That's them. Like, they go from one leech, where they leech off of one dude to the next dude. We have that proven throughout history. I don't give a fuck about how they feel about it. I'm not trying to be nice to none of them because we need to bring back strong men. I'm telling you, I can't keep these hoes off me. I can't keep them off. And I talk like this all the time. This is how I carry myself. I go do what I'm supposed to do. I make my money. Everybody around me, well, I would hope everybody, I can't read the minds of everybody. Most people around me respect me. I do what I'm supposed to do. I handle my business. And when it comes to females, I don't take they shit. Guys need to get back to the good old days of, and I ain't gonna say the good old days, that's fucked up because slavery and all that shit. But guys need to get back to the time where men carried themselves as men and did not care what the women were saying. First off, women, you supposed to be taken care of. So how the fuck you gonna tell somebody how to take care of you? You choose who you want to be under, not the other way around. So you have the ultimate choice which guy you deal with. If you think he's an asshole, don't fuck with him. But don't get with him and then say he's an asshole when you already saw that he was an asshole. And that's one thing that I operate under because I think women have really been playing that card. Grace, I want you to watch some shit, not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow. I want you to see something. I got a video coming out. I want you to see it. And I bet money you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like literally,
because I'm off tomorrow.
It ain't gonna be
I'm
tomorrow.
off tomorrow.
It ain't gonna be tomorrow. It's gonna be the day after tomorrow, unless I record it tonight. I'm not recording it tonight. I'll record it. Well, hey, I might record it tonight, but it's still not coming out tomorrow. It's gonna come out the day after tomorrow. I'm gonna show you a story that literally just happened, and when you see the outcome of it, you're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" And I'm not with the bullshit. I'm about holding everybody accountable. If we gonna play the game of
Is
men
it
and
about
women are
that?
equal,
Is it about that lady?
which one?
Is it about that lady that got pregnant from a 13-year-old?
Shut up, Grace.
And she's not even doing any jail
Shut up,
time?
Grace. Shut up, Grace.
I know. You see, I know you too well.
Yeah, I know that
I
story.
know you too well. I know it. Yeah, that's crazy.
Look.
You
Yeah.
want
I
equality,
know it.
but when do that one because I was thinking of doing that one, but you always beat me to it. Unless I record my shit tomorrow because I'm off tomorrow.
I'll see whatever you. I'll
But
see whatever you
yeah,
put in
that's
StreamYard.
crazy, and I'll definitely watch that.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'll see whatever you put in StreamYard, and if you do it before me, I'll just delete your
I know,
shit.
I know. I thought I'd do it in my StreamYard too.
There we go.
Wow.
I was like, let me wait for it. She'll hear it in a second. She'll hear it in a second.
I got access to yours. Damn, that's how you gonna do my shit? You're just gonna delete my shit?
Look,
We doing right now?
I'm just
Do you see what
I'm
I gotta deal with, Gary?
I'm just fucking with you. But look, either way
I
though,
know.
look, man, look. All in all, when it comes to the conversation, right? Ain't no bullshit, man. My ultimate thing is I want to see men and women get together. I want to see men and women. I don't care what race you are. I want to see men and women get together. But we all have roles we have to play, and we need to get more comfortable with playing our roles because there are certain expectations that are put on both parties. So we need to make it work. And at the end of the day, men got to be men. Like we're the leaders. We were ordained by the God that every woman claims that she's spiritual about. So we got to do what he said. Lead and stop being pussies.
Yeah.
Like we got too many pussy ass dudes out here. And the only reason that we have all these problems when it comes to males and females out in society is because men allowed it to happen. So if there's a problem, men have to fix it. We need to fix it. Men, let your balls out and fix it. Otherwise, just keep being fucking simps and shit and see what you get.
Well,
That's all I got. And catch me over on Let's Talk with JBJ.
absolutely. And what I go around on these YouTube streets saying is, men, start taking your position at the head of the table. Stop allowing the woman to sit at the head of the table, because that's not where she's supposed to be sitting. But of
shouldn't even
course,
be there.
your fellow simps or men that don't know, or your men that don't know any better, men allow this to happen, and unfortunately it's going to fall on you guys to fix it. And it sucks. I know the brunt
No, it
of
don't. It
everything
don't
is put
suck.
on y'all shoulders. But what is the
No.
famous saying that you say, Jay? Shoulders.
Man, here you go. Say my famous saying.
That not for hips.
Say it again.
That's what you say. So the
Say it
pressure of you guys, the pressure is for shoulders, not for hips.
There you go.
Did I say it right?
Yeah, pressure's built for shoulders, not hips.
That's your true. And unfortunately, take this pressure of you guys fixing this so-called matriarch society, because unfortunately it's not working. It's not working. Most kids who are raised by a single parent household, a mother, are the ones that do the least better in school. Have them you are in jail, are running the streets. I heard a rap song today. My mom raised me, the streets. So it only makes sense. So if we just start doing it right, mother and a father, and have your kids marry or you carry, there's a better chance for that child to thrive and succeed in environment. Is it cheat? No, but he has the probability of that child being successful is much higher than a child coming from a parent household, especially the mothers raising them, because statistics and studies have shown that children do better under the covering of their father versus mothers, the good fathers, the one that want to be fathers.
Shit, he ain't got to be a good father. He could be a shitty father too. He still do
PA
better.
is still PA is dropping another comment. Let me see what he's talking about. These
Girl, I click on it. Go ahead and read it. Go ahead. There you go.
come on, I'm clicking on it, but it's not showing up.
All right, here I'll
Is that
read
slow?
it.
Is that the computer too?
Yeah, that's the computer, man. I told you got to delete all that shit, Grace. But these women, you clicking on other shit. He said, these women going across these two and going tricking off money, thinking they finding love. That's what he said. These women going across these two and going tricking, or going trick off money, thinking they finding love. Women been doing that shit for a long time too. Like we had a discussion about that the other day. They got a problem with passport bros, but they act like they forgot about how Stella got a groove back.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly.
She went over there for straight young dick.
Exactly. And it's funny. Like I know a real story just like that. So when I saw Stella got a groove back, I was cracking up because I'm like, they hit the nail right on the head.
Most things that women do, like this is not all women, y'all. When I say this shit, it's not all. So Gary, once again, I did not say all.
I got you. I'm listening.
But when I say this shit, most women project. Most people in opposition to something else, they project what they feel. These women are doing exactly what they claim these men are doing. That's why you had a 13-year-old woman. I mean, you had a woman get impregnated by a 13-year-old. These men are just going out here messing with these young girls. No, you're doing that. You're doing that. That's why that idea popped in your damn head.
No jail time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm covering that shit tomorrow, Grace. Bet money. I was
Which-
actually literally gonna do a live stream on it tonight, but you did your
Who?
shit, so I was like, I ain't gonna do
My
it.
son.
Matter of fact, I might go live after this. Here, Grace, in this shit.
Okay, go live after this, and I'll jump on your live. But I wish a bitch going to jail because no. See that's child is straight up child. You robbed that child of their innocence. Now he gonna be daddy at 13 years old.
Ah man,
No.
she ain't robbing that much,
No.
man. I
See
got
that?
great. I got great when I was 10. He ain't ready. Then you lucky they spared him 3 years.
And that's why you're drinking OE right now.
Nah, it ain't got nothing to do. The OE ain't got nothing to do with that. Cause I ain't have a problem with that. But the other stuff I had a problem with.
Jay, that was funny where you were trying to open the can quietly. That shit
Yeah,
when you in
you
the
see me over
movie
here?
theater and you trying not to
You
eat
see me
loud,
over here? I was
but
like,
we
yeah, I
still
don't want
hear it.
nobody. See, cause I got
You were trying to
etiquette.
bot the.
We gotta fix her
It's okay.
goddamn
You could have
leg.
just mute yourself
We
and
gotta
did
fix
what you
her
had to
leg.
do.
Gary, send her some goddamn money, man. Fuck, we gotta fix this leg, man. I do not like talking to Grace on the 3-second delay. It is not a good conversation that way.
I'm
Wait for
sorry,
it.
and I apologize. I will have it. I'm off tomorrow. I will play with this computer, and I'll figure out how to clean it up so it can move faster. I'm going to
Look,
delete
Grace,
all
I'ma
the
tell you this.
videos that I have on the computer and see how.
Grace. You hear me?
Yes.
All right, look.
Yes.
Just call me tomorrow at 12 o'clock your time. And I'll walk you through getting all that bullshit off your computer. Because this shit is terrible.
Alexa, set reminder to call Jay at 12 p.m.
Oh, shit, she relying on goddamn Alexa. That's terrible.
And I'm also going to put it in my phone alarm to make sure I call you. That's probably no, you don't take your lunch break right before your shift is over.
I don't take a lunch anymore. That's why I got 72 hours over I got 72 hours. Well, when I clocked out today, I had 72 hours. And I still got one more day, and we're gonna see how that works out.
Damn. All righty then. All right, guys. So I'm going to wrap it up. We're at the 2-hour mark. We did good. We talked about the whys. We talk about the whys, the types of cheating, and the aftermath that can happen with cheating. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it can get into some fatal attraction type of shit, restraining orders, your house getting broken into. Even I don't know if y'all ever saw the show Fatal Attraction. It's a spinoff from the movie. It can even cause fatality. So
Yep.
I just want people to embrace this and think about the aftermath for your 10-second gratification busting a nut. Is it worth all of that? There's plenty of single people out there. You don't have to mess with a married person. Embrace that. So guys, again, I'm Grace from Embrace the Grace. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, WhatsApp, TikTok, and YouTube. My email
your mama's
address is
house.
there. You can DM me of any, because I get a lot of content that people want me to talk about. So keep them coming. I mean, I can't do them all at one time. And Gary be sending me people that he wants me to follow. So I go with them. I appreciate everything. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Again, gentlemen, let's Jay with Let's
wrap
Talk
that shit
JVJ
up.
and the JVJ Network. Go check him out. Gary D. And go check him out. Y'all, thank you for coming out. God bless.
God
Ending
bless.
it right now, sir.
Hit the button. No, you got to hit the button, Grace.